Yes, hello students. Today we are going to start chapter number 8, motion. We are beginning with a new chapter which is given on page number 98, motion. Chapter 8, motion. Normally, what do we understand by the word motion? Motion से हम क्या समझते हैं? आपने देखा होगा, like as you can see, I am moving here and there, है ना? So I am showing some motion. आपने अपने आसपास में बहुत सारी चीजें देखी होंगी. हवा चलती है, पत्ते हिलते हैं, पेड़ हिलता है, ठीक है. आपका एनिमल्स एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाते हैं, गाड़ियां मूव करती हैं रोड पर, बर्ड्स फ्लाई करते हैं. सो एवरीथिंग शोज मोशन. Okay, so today we are going to start this topic, this chapter, what is motion. So in your book on page number 98, in everyday life we see some objects at rest and other in motion. कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट रेस्ट पे होते हैं, कुछ ऑब्जेक्ट क्या होते हैं आपका मोशन में होते हैं. जैसे बर्ड्स फ्लाई, फिश स्विम, ब्लड फ्लोज थ्रू वेन्स एंड आर्टरीज, and car moves. Atoms, molecules, planets, stars and galaxies all are in motion. सब क्या होते हैं मोशन में, क्योंकि planets रिवॉल्व करते हैं अराउंड द, किसके अराउंड प्लैनेट्स रिवॉल्व करते हैं? अराउंड द सन, है ना. सन के अराउंड प्लैनेट्स क्या करते रहते हैं? रिवॉल्व करते हैं, ठीक. अर्थ ऑल्सो स्पिन्स ऑन इट्स एक्सिस. ओके, वी ऑफन perceive an object to be in motion when its position changes with time. अब अगर motion हुआ है, suppose if there is a motion, means object has changed its position with respect to time. Suppose if I am walking from here to here, ठीक है, अभी मैं यहाँ खड़ी हूँ, this is my reference point और origin, ठीक है. जिस पॉइंट से हम स्टार्ट करते हैं, इनिशियल पॉइंट, उसको इनिशियल पॉइंट बोलो या रेफरेंस पॉइंट बोलो, ठीक है. सपोज इफ आई एम स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम हेयर टू हेयर, आई एम इन मोशन. मैं क्या हूँ? मोशन में हूँ. अब मोशन होगा तो क्या होगा? एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम भी होगा. यहाँ से वहां जाने में मैंने नियर अबाउट 1 सेकेंड या 2 सेकेंड्स लिए होंगे. सो इफ देर इज अ मोशन, देर इज, इट इज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू time. Motion is with respect to time. Suppose this is point A, ठीक है, and this is point B. An object moves from this position. जिस पोजीशन से स्टार्ट करते हैं या जिस पोजीशन के रिस्पेक्ट में मोशन होता है, that point is known as reference पॉइंट. उस पॉइंट को क्या बोलते हैं? हम रेफरेंस पॉइंट बोलते हैं, और वी कैन से इट ऑरिजिन. क्या बोल सकते हैं इसको? ऑरिजिन बोल सकते हैं, ठीक है. इसको हम ऑरिजिन बोले या रेफरेंस पॉइंट बोले, ठीक है. दिस कैन बी नोन एज ऑरिजिन और रेफरेंस पॉइंट. पॉइंट वेयर द, फ्रॉम वेयर द ऑब्जेक्ट स्टार्ट्स मूविंग. अब ये ऑब्जेक्ट यहाँ से चला, कहाँ गया? बी पॉइंट पे गया, ठीक है. यानी इसने अपनी पोजीशन को क्या करा? चेंज इन पोजीशन. पोजीशन इज चेंज. अब ए से बी पे गया है तो उसकी पोजीशन चेंज हुई है. जब उसकी पोजीशन चेंज हुई है, यानी जब वो ए से बी पे गया है, उसने कुछ टाइम लिया होगा, है ना. एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाने में या एक पोजीशन से दूसरी पोजीशन पे जाने में सम टाइम इज टेकन. सो दिस इज मोशन इज सेड टू बी चेंज इन पोजीशन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. टाइम के रिस्पेक्ट में ऑब्जेक्ट का पोजीशन चेंज करना इज नोन एज मोशन. क्या होता है इसमें? 3 थिंग्स आर देयर. वन इज रेफरेंस पॉइंट इज देयर, चेंज इन पोजीशन इज देयर, एंड इज विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. ओके, दिस इज नोन एज मोशन. An object may appear to be moving for one person and stationary for some other person. अब आप मोशन ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि एक पर्सन के लिए तो मोशन है पर दूसरे पर्सन के लिए क्या है, वो स्टेशनरी है, ठीक है। सपोज एज आई एम स्टैंडिंग हियर और मेरे सामने से कार मूव करके जा रही है, ठीक है, तो मेरे लिए क्या है, जो कार मूव कर रही है दैट इज इन मोशन। कार में जो लोग बैठे हुए हैं वो भी मेरे लिए मोशन में है ना, बट उस कार के अंदर 4 लोग बैठे हैं तो चारों के चारों उस टाइम पे क्या है, आपस में वो कौन सी पोजीशन पे है, रेस्ट पर, ठीक है। तो ऐसे होता है कि जैसे आपने देखो ट्रेन चल रही है, ट्रीज वगैरह पास होते रहते हैं, है ना, तो हमें लगता है कि ट्रीज क्या है, मोशन में है, दे आर चेंजिंग देयर पोजीशन। ओके, for the passenger in a moving bus, the roadside trees appear to be moving backwards. A person standing on the roadside perceives the bus along with the passenger as moving. However, a passenger inside the bus sees his fellow passengers to be at rest. What do these observations indicate? ये observation क्या बताती है? ये observation बताती है कि that motion is complex. Motion कैसा है? Complex है. कॉम्प्लेक्स मीन्स देर इज अ सीरीज ऑफ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ मोशंस इन दैट। कोई रेस्ट पे नजर आता है, जो रेस्ट पे उसे लगता है कि सामने वाला मूव कर रहा है, सामने वाला मूव कर रहा है उसको लगता है कि अदर ऑब्जेक्ट्स आर रेस्ट, ठीक है। सो मोशन इज कॉम्प्लेक्स। नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज डिस्क्राइबिंग मोशन। डिस्क्राइबिंग मोशन इज दैट व्हेन देयर इज अ चेंज इन पोजीशन ऑफ अ ऑब्जेक्ट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम फ्रॉम द reference point is known as motion. What it is known as? It is known as motion. We describe the location of an object by specifying a reference point. Let us understand this by an example. Let us assume that a school in a village is 2 kilometers north of the railway station. We have specified the position of the school with respect to the station. In this example, the railway station is a reference point. We would have also chosen, हम अपने according दूसरे reference point भी choose कर सकते हैं। जैसे मैंने बताया ऑब्जेक्ट A कहाँ से स्टार्ट करा, उसने A से चलना शुरू करा तो A क्या है, रेफरेंस पॉइंट है, ठीक है। अगर वो B से चलना स्टार्ट करता तो B रेफरेंस पॉइंट हो जाता, ठीक है। ओके, सो रेफरेंस पॉइंट कैन चेंज अकॉर्डिंग टू अस कि हम किसको रेफरेंस पॉइंट बनाना चाह रहे हैं। नेक्स्ट, मोशन अलोंग अ स्ट्रेट लाइन। नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज मोशन अलोंग अ स्ट्रेट लाइन। मोशन अलोंग अ straight line. Along a straight line means straight line पर motion. Now there are different types of motion. Types of motion. Different types of motions are there. In types of motion, one is your this only straight line motion. स्ट्रेट लाइन मोशन या आप इसको रेक्टिलिनियर मोशन भी बोल सकते हो। क्या बोल सकते हैं, रेक्टिलिनियर, या आप इसे खाली लीनियर मोशन, लीनियर मतलब लाइन, स्ट्रेट लाइन। अनदर वन इज सर्कुलर मोशन, सर्कुलर मोशन। After circular motion, the next one is rotational motion. Curved motion, curved surface motion or curved motion you can say. These are the types of motion. The first one is straight line motion or rectilinear motion. That is same only motion along a स्ट्रेट लाइन। अगर आप किसी स्ट्रेट लाइन पर मूव कर रहे हो, जैसे आप देखो स्ट्रेट रोड है, सीधा रोड जा रहा है और सीधे रोड पे आपका कार मूव कर रही है, सो So that is your straight line motion. Suppose this is the road, स्ट्रेट बना हुआ है, लाइन की फॉर्म में है, ये क्या आपका रोड है, ठीक है। इससे आपका क्या मूव कर रहा है, सपोज अ कार इज मूविंग ऑन दिस रोड, कार इज मूविंग ऑन दिस रोड। अब जो ये कार इस रोड पर मूव करेगी वो स्ट्रेट मूव करेगी, स्ट्रेट लाइन पे जाएगी। जब कार स्ट्रेट लाइन पे जाएगी, दैट टाइप ऑफ मोशन इज नोन एज स्ट्रेट लाइन मोशन, or you can say at rectilinear motion. Next one is circular motion. Circular motion मतलब जो circumference पे motion हो, ये जो आउटर बाउंड्री होती है सर्कल की, this is known as circumference. इसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, this is known as circumference. जब आपका कोई ऑब्जेक्ट इस पर मूव करेगा, ठीक है, इस पर मूव करेगा ऐसे ऐसे, then this is known as your circular motion. This type of motion is your circular motion. This one is your rotational motion. Rotational motion, rotational motion में आपका एक फिक्स पॉइंट होता है। क्या होता है, एक फिक्स पॉइंट, ठीक है, एक फिक्स पॉइंट होता है उसका मोशन। जैसे रोटेशन ऑफ अर्थ, एक फिक्स पॉइंट होता है, उसके ऊपर अर्थ रोटेट करती है। आपका फैन है, फैन क्या है, ऊपर की तरफ कनेक्टेड होता है ना, जहाँ पे वो कनेक्ट होता है दैट इज रोटेशन मोशन। और जो ये आपका फैन के जो पंखड़ी मूव करती है दैट इज योर सर्कुलर मोशन। नेक्स्ट इज योर कर्व मोशन। कर्व मोशन जो आपका कर्व सरफेस का मोशन है, ये आपका कर्व सरफेस है जो इस तरह का मोशन होता है, दैट इज नोन एज कर्व्ड मोशन। दीज आर द टाइप्स ऑफ मोशन। स्ट्रेट लाइन मोशन जिसको आप रेक्टिलिनियर मोशन भी बोलते हो, सर्कुलर मोशन, रोटेशनल मोशन एंड कर्व्ड मोशन। Coming to the book, page number 99, motion along a straight line. The simple type of motion is the motion along a straight line. We shall first learn to describe this type of an example. Consider the motion of an object moving along a straight path. The object starts its journey from point O. अब आपके पास एक स्केल है, ठीक है, this is point O, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer, 4, 5 kilometer, 6 kilometer, 7 kilometer. Here this is point, this point is your A, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this point is your B, 12, 13, 14, 15, this point is your C, ठीक है। अब एक ऑब्जेक्ट ने यहाँ से पॉइंट ओ से क्या करा, मूव करना स्टार्ट करा। पॉइंट ओ पे गया, पॉइंट ए से सपोज उसे 15 किलोमीटर जाना है, ठीक है। ही वेंट टू 1 किलोमीटर, 2 किलोमीटर, 3 किलोमीटर, 5 किलोमीटर, देन ही रीच द पॉइंट ए। ए पे रीच, कहाँ जाना है उसे, सी पर जाना है। 8 पे गया, 9 पे गया, 10 पे गया, फिर वो 11 पे गया। 11 पे जाने के बाद वो 12 पे गया, 13 पे, 14 पे, 15 पे, and he reached the point C. So how many kilometers did he travel? He traveled 15 kilometers. कितना डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल करा उसने? 15 किलोमीटर ट्रैवल करा। So जितना the total path covered by an object is known as distance. Distance क्या होता है? Distance is your total path covered by an object. जो टोटल पाथ एक ऑब्जेक्ट कवर करता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं हम? डिस्टेंस बोलते हैं, ठीक है। अब सपोज वन मोर थिंग इज देयर, डिस्टेंस। displacement. This is the 15 kilometers distance he has traveled. Suppose अगर मैं ये बोलूँ कि O को कहाँ जाना था, केवल A पॉइंट पर रीच करना था, तो A पॉइंट पर जाने के लिए उसे पहले B पे नहीं जाना पड़ेगा, C पे नहीं जाना पड़ेगा, डायरेक्टली वेयर विल गो टू A, वो सीधा सीधा A पे चला जाएगा. ठीक है, तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होता है? द शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस कवर्ड बाय एन ऑब्जेक्ट इज नोन एज डिस्प्लेसमेंट. डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होता है? शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस covered by an object. जो शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस इस ऑब्जेक्ट को कवर करता है उसे हम डिस्प्लेसमेंट बोलते हैं. टेकिंग वन मोर एग्जांपल फॉर दिस. ठीक है, ओके, दिस इज पॉइंट ए, दिस इज पॉइंट ओ, दिस इज ए, दिस इज बी. अब इस O को कहाँ जाना है? सपोज B पॉइंट पे जाना है. ठीक, he started traveling, he went to A, then he went to B. पहले वो A पे गया, फिर वो B पे गया. सपोज दिस इज 5 किलोमीटर्स, दिस इज 12 किलोमीटर्स. ठीक है, ये कितना है? 12 किलोमीटर. तो पहले वो 5 किलोमीटर गया, देन वो 12 किलोमीटर गया. ओके, अगर उसे B पे ही जाना था तो वो डायरेक्टली यहाँ से भी जा सकता था. दिस इज 13 किलोमीटर, डायरेक्टली जा सकता था यहाँ से. तो दिस इज द शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस. यहाँ से गया तो कितना ट्रैवल करा उसने डिस्टेंस? 5 किलोमीटर प्लस 12, 17 किलोमीटर है ना. 17 किलोमीटर क्यों जाएगा वो जब उसके पास 13 किलोमीटर का डिस्टेंस है ना. तो जो ये शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस कवर करता है ऑब्जेक्ट, उसको हम डिस्प्लेसमेंट बोलते हैं. अंडरस्टूड? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन डिस्टेंस एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट? डिस्टेंस तो आपका टोटल पाथ होता है जो ऑब्जेक्ट कवर करता है, और डिस्प्लेसमेंट क्या होता है? शॉर्टेस्ट डिस्टेंस होता है जो ऑब्जेक्ट आपका कवर करता है. डिस्टेंस आपका क्या होता है? स्केलर क्वांटिटी होता है. डिस्प्लेसमेंट आपका वेक्टर क्वांटिटी होता है. स्केलर मतलब इसके पास एक ही डायमेंशन, ओनली वन डायमेंशन, और वेक्टर में इसके पास 2 डायमेंशन है. यानी यहाँ पर क्या है? ओनली मैग्नीट्यूड है, ओनली मैग्नीट्यूड इज देयर. यहाँ पे उसके पास डायरेक्शन भी आ जाती है और मैग्नीट्यूड भी आ जाता है. तो 2 डायमेंशन है, यहाँ पर केवल एक ही डायमेंशन था. ठीक है, सो दिस इज योर स्केलर क्वांटिटी, this is your vector quantity. I hope you have understood here. अब आपका जो डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल होता है ना, डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल को हम किस में मेजर करते हैं? ओडोमीटर. आपकी गाड़ियों में एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट लगा होता है जो ये बताता है कि आपने 2 किलोमीटर चले, 3 किलोमीटर चले, 4 गाड़ियों में लगा होता है, बाइक्स में लगा होता है. उसको हम ओडोमीटर बोलते हैं, जो आपकी स्पीड बताता है कि आप 100 की स्पीड पे चल रहे हो, आप 40 की स्पीड पे चल रहे हो. दैट इज नोन एज स्पीडोमीटर. दैट इज योर स्पीडोमीटर. सो आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड. दैट्स ऑल फॉर द डे. थैंक यू.
Say Ben wants to move this table from point A to point B. What will he do? Yes, he will push it in the direction of point B. You see that as he pushes the table, it starts moving. Anything around us that moves, we say that it's in motion. So this table is in motion. And since Ben is also moving along with the table, he is also in motion. In our day-to-day life, we see various things moving around us. Simple examples that I can give are vehicles moving on the road, people walking across streets, birds flying in the sky, and so on. Do you know that the Earth and the other planets also undergo motion? Yes, they are revolving around the sun. You can give me thousands of such examples of motion. But what if I ask you to tell me the definition of motion? How can we define something as intuitive as motion of a body? Well, for that, we need to look at what exactly happens to a body when it's in motion. Let's say this vehicle moves from point A to point B. You see that as it's moving towards B, its position in space changes with time. Initially it was here, then here, and now after some time it's here. Notice what's changing. The position of the object and the time too, which is changing anyway. The change in position of a body with time is what we call motion in simple words. Whenever there's a change in position of a body, we say it's either undergoing motion or has undergone motion. Let's discuss about the different types of motion now. The simplest type of motion is called the rectilinear motion. Notice that there is a word line in there. So we define this type of motion as a motion in a straight line. Yes, rectilinear motion is nothing but motion in a straight line. So if an object is moving along this straight line path, we say that it's performing rectilinear motion. For example, when a car is moving in a straight line on a straight road, it's performing rectilinear motion. There is one more thing that I want to discuss with you in this video. Assume you're on a railway platform watching the train pass by. You are at rest. For you, both the train as well as the passengers sitting inside are in motion. But will the people sitting inside the train say the same about the other passengers in the train? For a person sitting inside, the people in the train are not moving. They are at rest. So for the observer at rest on the platform, the people inside the train are moving, but for the person sitting inside, they are at rest. What does this tell us? This means that the motion of any object is relative to the observer. For different observers, the motion may be different. We will learn more about this in higher grades. In this video, we understood the definition of motion. We also discussed one of the types of motion called rectilinear motion. In the next video, we will see a few other types of motion. In the previous video, we studied what motion is. We also saw one type of motion called the rectilinear motion. It's nothing but straight line motion. In this type of motion, the path of a moving object is a straight line. But what if the path of a moving object is circular? Yes, you guessed it correctly. If an object is moving in circles, it's undergoing circular motion. More accurately, it's defined as the motion of an object along the circumference of a circle. The circumference of a circle is the length of this boundary which is curved. So if an object is moving along the circumference of a circle, we say it's undergoing circular motion. Can you give me any real-life examples in which objects execute this type of motion? What about the satellites orbiting the Earth? Yes, a satellite orbiting at a certain height is also undergoing circular motion. What other examples of circular motion can you think of? Take a small object and tie it to one end of a rope. Take the other end of the rope in your hand and whirl it around in circles. You see that the object is performing circular motion. Notice that the distance of the stone from your hand is always the same. What about the moving fan? Is it also undergoing circular motion? First, let's only consider the motion of a point on one of its blades. If we switch on the fan, we will see the point moving in circles. So we can say that the blades of the fan are also undergoing circular motion. Now what if I take the fan as a one single object? Can I say that the fan as a whole is moving in circles? No, that would be incorrect. The fan as a whole is not going anywhere. The entire fan is not moving along the circumference of a circle. But which motion is it performing then? The fan is undergoing rotational motion. Before actually defining this type of motion, let's try to understand it first. This rod here is called the axle, and the entire fan is spinning around this axle. Or you can also say that the entire fan is spinning around this fixed line. This type of motion is what we call rotational motion. Now we will define it in simple words. A body is said to be performing rotational motion if it's spinning around some fixed line. And the fixed line is also called axis of rotation. What other examples of rotational motion can you think of? What about a rotating wheel? We use the word rotating because it's performing rotational motion. What is axis of rotation in this case? Yes, it lies on the axle of the wheel. So the wheel is also undergoing rotational motion about this fixed line. Other examples of this type of motion can be the earth spinning around its axis and a spinning top. But wait a moment. Let's go back to our example we discussed earlier. When this object was whirled around in circles, we said that it was performing circular motion. But here, if we take this line as our axis of rotation, then we can also say that the object is performing rotational motion around this fixed line. So what is the motion of this object? Circular or rotational? What exactly is the difference between the rotational and the circular motion? In all the examples of rotational motion that we saw, the axis of rotation is a part of the object. It is going through the object. But in this case, the axis of rotation is not passing through the object. It's totally separate from the object. Hence, we don't call this motion as rotational motion. This is circular motion and not rotational. So this is the difference between circular and rotational motion. If a body moves along the circumference of a circle, we say that it's performing circular motion. And if the body is spinning around the fixed line called the axis of rotation, and if that axis of rotation passes through the body, we say that it's undergoing rotational motion. In the next video, we will see one more type of motion. See you there. Assume you're standing at this point. Now, if your friend tells you there is a treasure pot 50 kilometers away from home, how long will you take to find it? Which direction will you go? It could be here, or maybe here. It is hard to know where exactly it is. You are only provided the distance, which is one-dimensional information. One-dimensional information like this is called a scalar quantity. Your question to him would be, which direction from home? When you are told that it's 50 kilometers in the northeast direction, you have the precise information of the location. This now becomes two-dimensional information, distance and direction. The treasure pot is over here. Two-dimensional information like this is called a vector quantity. Scalar quantities are one-dimensional and vector quantities are two-dimensional. Speed is a very good example of what we call in physics a scalar quantity, indicating only magnitude but not specifying any direction. So that's what scalar quantities are, only magnitude but no direction. In the case of velocity, however, the direction is stated and that's why it is referred to as the vector quantity. A vector quantity involves not just the magnitude but also the direction. When you add directional information to speed, it becomes a vector quantity called velocity. The additional information makes it more specific. Temperature change, for example, is one-dimensional quantity. But when we specify rising or falling temperature, it is two-dimensional. If someone says that the temperature has changed by 2 degrees, we won't really know if it has increased or decreased. We will look at various scalar and vector quantities in the next few tutorials and for as long as we study physics. Speed, velocity, distance, displacement, mass, weight, force, acceleration. The more we look at these, the clearer this concept will become. When we move from one place to another, the measure of total length we cover is called the distance. So you have to travel to this town and the best route is straight up north. But because of roadworks along the way, we have to take a detour and the distance covered would be something like this. Now, when the roadworks are completed, the distance needed to be covered would be something like this. Distance is measured in meters and denoted as lowercase m. The distance between these two towns is about 20,000 meters, but because of the detour, you had to cover a distance of 50,000 meters. Okay, so nobody likes big numbers unless it's your salary. So we should also know that a kilometer is 1,000 meters. In our example, we can say that instead of 20 kilometers, you traveled 50 kilometers. Is distance a scalar or a vector quantity? Think about it. If you say someone traveled 20 kilometers from this point, we can't really tell where they landed up. Maybe here, maybe there, or maybe they just went around in circles. As it does not specify a direction, it is a scalar quantity. That brings us to displacement. So what is displacement? Distance with direction is displacement. Distance with direction? What do we mean by that? You made 2 separate trips to this town. Was the distance covered in both the cases the same? Have a good look. It wasn't. In each of the 2 cases, the distance was different. The time you took for the detour was greater than the time you could go straight across. But if you call someone to tell them where you are, in both the cases, your location is this town, which is 20 kilometers north of your home. The displacement in both the cases is the same. You traveled 20 kilometers north. North shows the direction, and because direction is specified, displacement becomes a vector quantity. Now let's look at this example where a mother asks her son to quietly stay where he is while she takes a quick nap. So now the child runs back and forth many times and returns to the original spot before the mum wakes up. The mum wakes up and sees the child in the same spot, and as she hasn't observed what happened in the last few minutes, she assumes the child has not moved. The child, being the future expert in physics, has in fact disobeyed her instruction and covered lots of distance. But at the same time, he can argue that he did follow his mum's instruction. Lots of distance covered, but zero displacement. If the distance travelled is a straight line, the displacement will be the same magnitude as the distance, but with the direction provided as well. In most cases in our day-to-day lives, the distance covered is greater than the displacement seen. Running errands and travelling back and forth between places cause the amount of distance to build up, though you may not end up very far from home. If you've really understood the difference between distance and displacement, you should be able to answer the next question. When a passenger travels by taxi, is he charged based on the distance or displacement? Taxis charge passengers based on distance. If you go to the neighbouring town and return in the same taxi, the taxi meter shows you the charge for the entire round trip. If you now try to explain to the taxi driver that you have had no resultant change in your location and hence you must pay nothing, it will not impress him much.